I know that when I first decided to go on this journey, 2019, going into 2020, that's when I put on a lot of weight, just eating too much. And the reason why I say that is because it was around that time in 2019 and 2020, I started paying attention more to macros, right? The macro thing, like I think it's like 30%, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And when you look at your overall diet, let's say, if you're eating 2,300 calories, then you're supposed to be eating basically 30% of those in proteins, I think 40% in carbs, and the rest in fats, right? I started with that routine, started doing that in 2019, going into 2020. Fast forward to 2021, I'm the biggest I've ever been. Actually paying attention to those macros actually got me fatter. If I just have to be honest, like I actually got bigger focusing on macros. 2021 rolls around, I'm 265 pounds. I'm trying to figure out, what do I need to do to get this weight off? And, for me, it was, okay, do some more research. So that's what I did. And that's when I came across the calorie calculator. So I had to figure out what my total energy needs were for the day, for my age. According to that calculator, I was supposed to be eating like 2,300 calories. So I didn't know how many calories I was eating at the time. So what I did was I just started tracking the foods I was eating, and I did that for a week. So I was well in excess of what I was supposed to be eating. I was hitting my macros, but I was eating more calories than I was supposed to be eating. So 2021 in January, I started the diet and I started tracking calories. That's when my calorie counting journey began. Within the first month of me tracking those calories, I had lost roughly between 5 to 10 pounds. So at that point, I'm like, okay, you know what? There is something to this calorie counting thing. It does work. Just being more aware of what I'm eating on a daily basis and how many calories it is gave me a sense of how to monitor my energy needs that I needed in a day. Because at the end of the day, I was still going to the gym. Even when I was bigger, I was going to the gym, but I couldn't get in shape. I was still fat and overweight, couldn't see muscles. I talk from experience. I'm not talking about something I don't know about. I would say that 90 to 95% of the results that I've been able to achieve have come from counting calories. Pretty much started at 265 and I'm down to 185 today. When I started at 265, according to my daily energy expenditure, I needed 2,300 calories in order for me to lose weight, approximately a pound a week. When I go about choosing my foods, I would just focus on those calories. So I guess the point that I'm making is that when you focus more on the calories than you do the macros, you will come within an acceptable range of the macros that you need to hit for the day. At least that was the case for me. I feel like when I focused more on calories than I did on macros, I was able to get a decent amount of protein. I mean, there have been studies that have even shown as of late that we may not need nearly as much protein as a lot of the health and fitness community and the nutritionists have been leading us to believe, because even someone that's trying to build muscle, generally speaking, the difference between 0.6 grams per pound of body weight and 0.8 grams is so minuscule that it may not produce the amount of muscle that we think it will produce. I was just listening to a podcast about that last week. That has been consistent with the results that I have been able to achieve. Clearly, there's been some days where I'm intermittent fasting and I'm not hitting my protein goals. And I did a long period of intermittent fasting for about 4 to 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks rather, where I was just eating basically, one half chicken, like half of rotisserie chicken with a salad. And then for breakfast, I would have like 3 eggs and an English muffin. And I came out of that, lean, doing that. And even now I have periods where I do, you know, flexible fasting, intermittent fasting. Some days I go on an all-day fast because it just helps my mind and the clarity of my mind. It keeps me sharp. It also keeps me in a position where I'm not allowing any type of food addiction to rule over my life. You know what I mean? So, which I think that's the biggest component of all this, is really the mental part of it. Having said all of that, am I saying that macros are not important? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that calories matter more if you're trying to lose weight, get lean, you know. Calories is important. Another point that I'm making is that when you focus on calories, you will come within an acceptable range of the macros you're supposed to be eating. That range can differ from person to person, but that's why you have the scale, and that's why you have the mirror to see exactly what the food you're eating is doing to you. You know, I think it's important not to become dogmatic about any one thing. I'm gonna be honest, I've used different things. I think that is an important way to think about living an overall healthy life, because it's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good. Health is about your digestive system. Health is about your mental clarity. Health is about a lot of other more important things than just how you look. If I can get into the best shape of my life, you can do the same thing. I was not an athlete. I was not in high school or college, I was not an athlete. I was not into sports or anything like that. I mean, I used to play basketball in the park, but it wasn't like I was like one of these guys that was like hyper focused on athletics. I didn't grow up that way. So I'm just average Joe at this point, right? As I'm sure many of you guys are out there as well. So with that being said, my goal is to just try to pass positive energy into this space, encourage people, motivate people, because health is wealth, right? Please comment below if you have any questions. I'll be sure to answer them. If you guys need any help with anything, just reach out to me and let me know. With that being said, y'all continue to stay blessed, and I will see you on the next video.